All right. Hi, everyone. We are talking about the arranger strength today. That's right, arranger. Arranger is part of the executing domain. And I happen to be an extreme executor. I actually have 5 executing strengths in my top 10. So that's considered kind of extreme. But arranger isn't one of them. Arranger for me is actually number 20. I think I only have one more executing strength that's below that, which is focus. And I don't really remember where focus is right now. But arranger is not high for me. So I always like to look and see what where the strengths apply for my wife Kim as well, and it happens to be her number 17. So for both of us, arranger is kind of in this no man's land. It's not a sacred strength that brings us joy in everything we do. But at the same time, it's not a shadow strength either that's going to cause us hesitation or cause us frustration in that way. It's just kind of there. And we can pull it up if we need it, but generally speaking, we have other strengths that we use day to day that are far more sacred to us. But let's jump into this and talk about what a ranger is. One of the things that makes a ranger very unique about being in the executor domain is that it's a very fluid strength, and a lot of the executing strengths are not very fluid. A lot of them are kind of rigid. So that's one interesting thing about it. It kind of morphs and it kind of changes and shifts as it's needed. Because what arrangers do is they like to just get all the data that they can, or get all the people that they can, or whatever it is that they're kind of working with at the time, and they like to reorganize it. They like to shift it around. So this is great for if you're trying to get a team to work optimally. The arranger is going to figure out who should be doing what and how much should they spend. How to kind of organize the team. So this is, I think, one of the things that's really cool about arranger is it kind of morphs depending upon the domain, the primary domain of the person using it. So what arranger means to an executor is going to be different from what it means to a relationship builder, or what it means for a strategic thinker or an influencer. So they're all going to use arranger a little bit differently, but the concept is still the same. The executor is going to use the arranger strength to make sure things are done the right way. So they're going to rearrange everything to make sure things happen the way they want them. They get the output at the end of the day that they were looking for. That's what the executor is going to do. The relationship builder is going to use the arranger strength to rearrange things or rearrange people in a way that they will be able to establish new or deeper connections with others. The influencer is going to use the arranger strength in a way that will allow them to move a group forward, move others forward in an efficient way. So they'll constantly rearrange things, shift things around to help others move forward. And then the strategic thinkers, of course, they will use the arranger strength to maximize creativity. I think that's one of the best ways to put that. They will use it to be able to maximize their creativity, to maximize their ability to be able to think and learn as well. So that's how this works. Again, very fluid. It shifts. It depends, and it'll work well with the other strengths around it. So if you have whatever strengths you have in front of it or behind it, those strengths are going to benefit greatly by your arranger strength. It's going to really support your other strengths. It oftentimes doesn't as much take a lead role in your sacred strengths as it can take a greater supporting role in helping to make your other strengths more effective. So I think that's what's really exciting about it. These are some of the great sacred facts about arranger. Now let's talk about the sinister side. Can the strength go sinister? Well, yeah, sure it can. All of them can. How can a ranger go a little bit sinister? Well, One of the things is that arranger, like some other strengths, folks that have high arranger oftentimes don't care a lot about the rules. Rules are meant to be broken, and so what they'll do is it's not out of disrespect or anything. They're just doing their thing. They're just constantly shifting things and trying to improve things. They're never happy with the status quo. So they're going to try and make things better, even if something can't be improved upon. Maybe it's something that's been around for 100 years, we've been doing it the certain way, and it's worked every single time flawlessly. The arrangers are still going to go in there and try to change it up. That's what they do. They do not believe in status quo. Arrangers are about constant evolution. So it has to evolve. And if they can't help it to evolve, that's going to be frustrating for the arranger. They will get frustrated. Now, in order for them to do this, they have to have all the data. They have to understand every little piece of what they're working off. Imagine a puzzle, a 1,000-piece puzzle, and all the pieces are laid out on the table. The arranger says, okay, I can work with this. That's what an arranger does. They're putting the puzzle together, right? But they can't put the puzzle together if out of those 1,000 pieces, 50 of them are missing. They don't know where they are. They don't have them. That is very frustrating to the arranger, and they can't do their arranger thing in that case. So they have to know where the pieces are. They have to know where the data is. They have to know where their people are. They have to understand all this. And so there's a little bit of a control factor that comes in here. It's not that they have to set the rules or anything like that, or they have to control every single piece, but they at least have to know where it is. They have to know where those pieces are. They have to be able to reach over and grab them. So the arranger, if they're working in a group, a lot of times they'll get out of their lane. They'll get into somebody else's business, somebody else on the team that's working on something else. Not out of disrespect, not out of distrust, but they're just trying to understand what that person is doing so they know how to arrange it. Does that make sense? And so that oftentimes can create some conflict and some headaches. So that's kind of the sinister side of arranger. Aside from, I think it's a wonderful strength. I think it's fascinating. I've coached many people with the arranger strength, and they're wonderful people because you get to just watch them light up through this process of evolving and changing and shifting, and watching how they work. It's really, when you understand the strength, it's really a joy to work with the arrangers. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, as always, inspiration starts here.